Hey, what's up, YouTube? You already know it's All City Live TV, and thank you for tuning in. All right, today we're going to be talking about Wingspan. I've searched everywhere, trying to find out more information about Wingspan, some information that will kind of confirm everything that I feel about Wingspan and whether or not you should lower your wingspan or raise your wingspan. And I'm going to try and do my best because there's not much information out there. There aren't any charts. There are barely any videos on NBA 2K20 and Wingspan. So I'm going to do the best that I can to kind of share the knowledge that I've gained just from my experience playing the game. First of all, I want to say thank you guys so much. You guys have been mashing. Going crazy on that sub button, and I really appreciate you guys for that. You guys really help to make me a better content creator every single day with your positive vibes, your positive comments in the comments section, just pushing me forward, giving me motivation, and I appreciate you guys for that. So I just want to say I wish you and your family a safe and pleasant holiday season. Christmas time is here. The new year is right around the corner, and I just hope you guys bring in the new year with the best of wishes. I hope all your wishes come true. I wish you guys a much successful year in 2020. All right, let's get into the wingspan. The general rule for wingspan, I'm going to try and cover for guards, for centers, what it means for slashers, for shooters, things like that. I'm going to try to just give what I know about wingspan. And please, if you guys know something more or you feel indifferent about what I'm saying, please leave your comments in the comment section below. You can not only help me, but you can help out other people in the comment section. So let's get right into it. The general rule for wingspan: if you lower your wingspan, then you increase your shot. You'll have a better shot, and you'll also increase your ball handling. But that you increase those attributes in order to sacrifice defensive attributes such as stealing and blocks. The hidden attribute that you'll sacrifice also is rebounding, which doesn't necessarily turn up or tick down if you lower your wingspan. But it's a noticeable thing, something that I've noticed just from experience playing the game. If you lower your wingspan, you're gonna sacrifice some rebounding compared to a person. If you're trying to go up against a person with max wingspan as a center and you got lower wingspan, the center with max wing, if you guys are the same height, the center with max wingspan is more than likely going to get more boards than you. So that's just some of the things that I've noticed with gameplay. If you're a slash out there now, a lot of you guys are probably wondering, hey, does it affect my dunk? So let's cover slashers, right? What I've noticed this year is that you can, shooting is a big thing in 2K20. So I noticed I have a two-way slashing playmaker at 6'5", and I noticed that the defense will tend to collapse on you, which sort of clogs up the paint and you're just not able to go into the paint and bang out like you would like to. So I guess people are wondering, does lowering your wingspan affect your ability to catch contact dunks? And I'm gonna just pull up the contact dunk chart that we have here, the requirements. So you need a 70 overall, driving dunk of an 84 to get pro contact dunks. 70 overall, driving dunk of an 85 to get elite contact dunks, and you guys could read the rest there. But you'll get these contact dunks, and nowhere on this and nowhere you can find on the internet does it say anything about wingspan affecting your contact dunks. Now, my player at 6'5", I'm going to put this back down. My player at 6'5" has a default, two-way slashing playmaker, has a default wingspan, which means I didn't touch it either way. I didn't tick up or tick down. Although I made this player in the beginning of the year, I had no idea I was going to build it. I ended up falling in love with this player. But if I could rebuild this player, in my opinion, guys, if I could rebuild this player, I would possibly, and this is a big if, I'm not exactly sure I would do that, but I would possibly lower his wingspan. And the reason why I'm saying this, although, when you lower your wingspan, as you can see, I tick down once, immediately my shot goes up, my mid-range and my three-point shot goes up one tick, and my steal goes down one tick. Now, this right here, one tick down is absolutely great because on-ball steals seem to be broken this year. On-ball steals aren't anything like last year. A lot of people are spamming still, but excuse me, a lot of people play defense with the box button, but still you get you don't get a high amount of steals out there. You might get passing lane steals, but you don't get a high amount of steals. And that's something I'm going to talk about also with as far as defense is concerned with your wingspan is the passing lane steals. But one tick down, it gives you an additional attribute for your ball handling and also an additional attribute for your 3-point and mid-range. So you would think that's a great trade-off. 3 additional offensive attributes. You only sacrifice 1 attribute on defense. You think, hey, that's a great trade-off, and I believe it is as well. I think that's a great trade-off. If I could recreate this player, I would probably do something along these lines here. We're gonna go down another tick. And just one more tick, you gain nothing for your offense, but you lose your block. So as a point guard out there, you're thinking, well, do I need the steal and block attributes? Should I increase my ball handle and my shooting ability? These are things that you got to consider when you're taking when you're trying to decide where you should set your wingspan. We'll go another tick down, and now this is when you see the +2. So you get +2 to ball handling, 3-point and mid-range, and you sacrifice your steal and block. I gotta say, with this point guard, I've gotten way more blocks, and again, I have default wingspan on my two-way slashing playmaker. Now I'm sorry, this build that you guys see on screen is not the two-way slashing playmaker. It's actually I just went in to recreate a new build, and I put up I put the shooting and slashing pie chart, which allowed me these attributes. So I don't want you guys to think I'm just saying that I play every day with a two-way slashing playmaker. Sorry if I screwed that up, but yeah, I went into a new build and created this build just to kind of show you guys the numbers. So you see, he sacrificed all those ticks down. He sacrificed his defense, and he got +2 on mid-range, 3-point, and ball handling. So a lot of things that you guys gotta consider, man, is what type of gameplay are you gonna be having out there? Are you running with randoms? Are you running the 2? Are you running the 1? Because a lot of people don't take this into consideration, man. You guys are out there creating builds, but you're not creating them to play with teammates. Like, you don't know teammates are not necessarily gonna work around you and your player. You got to find the best way to be an asset for you and your teammates. So we run with a good amount of the same people for the most part. And although we like running with different people here and there, I normally play the 2. So I created my player to play the 2. Being that I play the 2, I can play a particular gaming style. And which means I could have catch and shoot equipped, sit in the corner, wait for our point guard to set me up, and I could splash a shot with my two-way slashing playmaker. But all right, we'll continue on here. So as a slasher, you're thinking, hey, does it affect my driving ability? There's nowhere that I can find that shortening your wingspan, although a lot of you guys may disagree, and I did see something from Zach Timmerman saying that it's different this year as far as wingspan and finishing. And from what I've noticed with my own experience out there playing, is that as long as you got slashing in your ability, and I'm gonna give you guys a few things that I've learned along the way. As long as you got slashing in your ability, you got the right badges equipped, you're going to finish in the paint. Now, something that people won't necessarily tell you guys about is that although some slashers may say the longer wingspan will allow you the ability to get blocked less, so you won't get blocked as much if you have a longer wingspan. And I got to say, man, there's people that feel differently. I'll just put it out there like that. There's people that feel differently. A lot of people feel that shorter wingspan allows you to put on animations like the back scratchers. You cock it way back, and that back scratchers animation, because he has short arms, he can motion a lot quicker, which makes it less likely for you to get blocked. People who think longer wingspan think that when they go for the contact dunk animation, their arms are a lot further and they're unable to get blocked in that way. So I gotta tell you, man, with this new Intimidator badge, I gotta tell you, I don't see it, man. If you thinking that longer wingspan, and I got a default wingspan, but if you're thinking that longer wingspan is gonna keep you from getting blocked as much, it may be true for you guys out there, but from what I've seen, I think it's more so whether the defender has a high defensive attribute, and whether or not they have Intimidator on or Rim Protector on, things like that. So wingspan, I don't think necessarily plays a huge factor in how you finish. You know what I'm saying? So I can't say 100%. Like I could just say that I've seen people with shorter arms, so in other words slashers that could actually shoot the rock and they're pulling up with a step back pop type of shooting animation. I see it, which means they shorten their wingspan. That's what that means. When you see slashers out there pulling up like crazy, and I'm not just standing catching shoot shots, I'm talking about off the dribble, step back, pop shots. Those slashers normally would have shortened their wingspan, and I've seen them finish out there with no problem at a high level. So I just mean to say that's something to consider with slashers. Now, as far as shooters should definitely lower their wingspan. Now, if you're just trying to shoot, if your primary goal is to shoot out there, lower your wingspan, sacrifice your defensive, because your defense is going to be it's not going to be too great out there. So sacrifice your defense, increase your shooting, and you'll rely on your teammates then to help you on defense. But if you're trying to shoot, if your main goal is to shoot out there, you're gonna want to lower your wingspan to increase as many attributes to your mid-range and three-point shots. So these are general rules. I think the consensus is the 2K community knows lower your wingspan if you want to shoot better. Now this is where the balance comes in, because my player, a two-way slashing playmaker, he gets a ton of blocks, man. And just yesterday on live stream, we were there going crazy with the blocks, man, and they really come in handy. The chase down badge on bronze and the rim protector badge on bronze just golded for my player. I love those two badges, and I highly recommend those two badges. So if you're considering it, you have a decent amount of defensive attributes, consider those two badges on your build. And I got that from the first legend. The first legend, Shock DF, on his badge review, he mentioned Rim Protector and Chase Down, and Rim Protector was one of his favorite badges, so I added Chase Down with it, and it's changed my world on defense. But anyway, if on defense, I guess that's where the trade-off is, because it's like if you go one tick up, boom, you get a steal, block. Now I got default, so I didn't get any additional attributes, anything on my player. But you go one tick up, you get the steal and block attribute. Now this, I was speaking about more so for guards. For centers, you got centers out there that everybody want to shoot, man, period. You got people that just want to shoot out there, and these shooting centers are looking good out there, but shooting centers are going to need to lower their wingspan in order to shoot better. It's just how it is. If you want to shoot more consistently, shoot at the top of the key and not only in the corner, you're gonna need to lower your wingspan. Don't forget also that badges play a huge factor in creating a shooting center. But if you want to dominate with shooting, you lower your wingspan as a center out there, and you're gonna sacrifice blocks, you're gonna sacrifice offense and defense. Now I can't say that we play with a good shooting center. Probably the best shooting center that I've seen as far as hitting shots has a complete lower wingspan, and he hits from the top of the key. As our homie DJ, he's had a rough year, but he's pulling it back in together, and now he's hitting shots from everywhere. A huge factor is the type of shot you put on, but you want to lower your wingspan. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because even with a shortened wingspan, there's not too much, I don't see too much negative on defense. He plays great defense in the paint. Sometimes we leave him in the paint by himself, although he's a shorter center. I think he's at 7 feet, if I'm not mistaken. Although he's a shorter center, he still plays great defense in the paint. So, To gain the ability to shoot as a center and still maintain your ability to play good defense and grab boards, it's something to consider, guys. Shooting is such a huge factor in spreading the floor. Very often, especially for me as a two-way slashing playmaker, it took so long for me to get my shot and I couldn't spread the floor, so the defense would collapse, and it puts so much pressure on our point guard to have to shoot. Now that I can shoot with my two-way slashing play, we've been streaking up like crazy ever since I've been able. It's been the last week or two that I've been able to shoot. Now I finally got my shot together, so I spread the floor in the corner, opens up our world for our point guard. And if we run with a shooting center, forget about it. You know how these centers like to camp in the paint? That's a no-go, coach. These guys have to play us at the perimeter as well. And now we spread the floor. So considering your wingspan, you may want to think about shooting as you guys can see, whether you completely lower it or you max it out completely, your driving, your finishing attributes are not affected at all. Now, there may be some sort of residual passive effects that 2K doesn't necessarily put in the game that you guys may see or notice during your gameplay. But I can say I've seen players with longer wingspan dunk the ball consistently. I've seen players with shorter wingspan shoot the ball consistently and dunk consistently. So the trade-off for me, if I was to consider recreating this build, and I would probably put ball, because I love playing good defense, and the amount of blocks that I get at minimum wingspan. Now, I can't say if you put minimum wingspan and then put chase down, I would have to run if you guys are out there and you got minimum wingspan and you got chase down artist and rim protector equipped and you get blocks, please let me know in the comment section below, because it's definitely something that I'm curious about. My player got default wingspan and he just goes crazy on the chase down blocks, and I love it. So let us know, please. I'm sure a lot of people would like to know that as well. If the chase down artist badge and the rim protector badge can do what it did for my player at default wingspan to a player with minimum wingspan, if it could do the same thing, then I would highly recommend lower that wingspan completely. Don't even think twice about it, because if you can increase your shooting attribute and bring that up to 83 or 84 with a driving dunk of an 83 with boost, you catching bodies out there, it's a definite great trade-off. So again, I think, I'm not sure if I covered everything as far as wingspan. I think I covered shooting, slashing, and for centers, shooting centers out there. There are some centers out there with max wingspan that can shoot, from what I've heard. I've heard some centers in our live stream come into our live stream say, I got max wingspan and I'm splashing out there. I can't say that I was able to confirm that, but there are some centers that speak about how they have max wingspan and they're still splashing. In my experience as a center, whenever I touched my wingspan to max out, I could barely hit a shot. It wasn't until like way back when in 2K17 that I was splashing with my center, and I had a glass cleaner with max wingspan. But after 2K17, it's been a GG. I've maxed out. I did it 2 years in a row, maxed out my wingspan, and my center is goofy with the shots. I mean, complete goofiness. But anyway, I don't want to yap too much about wingspan, but that's what I got. If you guys got more information about wingspan, if I missed anything, again, the general rule: lower wingspan increases your ball control and your shot to sacrifice steals and blocks, bars. And then a higher wingspan increases your steal and block to sacrifice your shots and your ball handling. So that's like the general rule. Again, contact dunks, I put it up there. Contact dunks, to get the pro contact dunks, you need a 70 overall with an 84 driving dunk. Elite contact dunk, 70 overall with an 85 driving dunk. I hope that you guys found this video helpful. If there's anything I missed, please fill us in the comment section below. Again, I wish you guys a safe and pleasant holiday season, and we'll catch you on the next video.